UsualSuspect6.com.
Y'all get an opportunity at the belt for once again. We so blessed to fight him.
Listen, we're giving you an opportunity.
He got the belt.
He got the belt.
He came to y'all. He got the belt. He did not come to. That's what you say. He did not come.
No matter how they try to belittle you, attack your character, create lies and false narratives, understand two things. We dress clean and we fight clean. Salute to the clean fighters.
They claim that this community is so drug-free, but it don't look that way to me.
And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
That usual suspect kid.
I don't know.
Very difficult because beautiful right hand. Wow. Here go the thing about this.
Natasha, the Nightmare Spence.
Man, we are back. We are back. We are back. It seemed like it's been forever, Thomas. It seemed like it's been forever because we had a long week. Well, I don't know. A lot of shit went on in that week and made it seem long. You know what I'm saying? So this is them Tales from the B-Side, episode number 15. You know what I'm saying? I am KG. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of flip-flop, you know what I'm saying? But to my left, you know what I'm saying, is my boy Thomas from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? What's up with you, Thomas? There you go.
It's magic.
It's magic. Just like that. Snap this finger, staying on stick. What's going on with you, Thomas? How you doing, man? You good?
Chilling, man. It's been a while, and our last show was a good one. We got a lot of attention, you know, because of the guests that we had on the last time. But I'm hoping like we're gonna get some more attention today too, because we got our first female fighter. You know, so I'm really excited about that. I got a few questions I want to ask, and hopefully it's going to help and be educational. Because to me, I feel like all of this is educational as far as the sport of boxing.
It's completely educational. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're gonna do this. It's not a disclaimer, but it's just damn clarity to everybody that's listening. This is not about the personality. This is not who you like. This is not about the bias. This is about the stories. And if it affects you, if it touches you, you know what I'm saying, you take it. If it's something that you can use as a resource, you come back to it and you listen to it, you check it out. You know what I'm saying? You got anything else, Thomas, before, you know what I'm saying, we wheel in our guests?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little distracted today, you know, at the end of this game, and it looks like it's going to be game over. So I won't be distracted anymore. I'll be a little bit upset, though, but, you know, we're good. We're good.
Hey, but without further ado, you know what I'm saying, we're going to bring in our special guest. All the way from Canada. You know what I'm saying? Miss, and I mean Miss, and the meanest as the nicest, you know what I'm saying? Because she's a nightmare. And if you watch any of her fights, you know what I'm saying, she gets in, you know what I'm saying, whether win, lose, or draw, she's gonna come in and she's gonna cause a damn storm. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna cause, you know what I'm saying, your favorite fighters are gonna fall into fits. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and bring her in, Miss Natasha, the Nightmare Spence.
What's up?
There she is. How you doing, Queen? Can you hear us?
Having a hard time hearing you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now, but can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
So how you doing? You know what I'm saying? We bring you in and we talking to you upset. We was just breaking down our day and what we've been going through and the uproar that our last week's show has stirred up. And now we have you know what I'm saying, a more calmer, you know what I'm saying, feminine presence come over and calm everybody down or cause the nightmare that you are. So how are you? You're on
She's
mute.
on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute. We're gonna get it right.
Can I unmute it? I'll
There
try
you
to.
go.
Okay, that's right. There you go.
There you go. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're good now. I heard nothing you said up until this point. I'm not gonna lie. The whole time I was sitting here like, I see Mel's moving, but I don't hear anything.
You just smiling and nodding.
We're
No,
good now.
no, we were saying we was just pretty much then bringing you in, saying how rugged and rough our week was. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you might be a calmer side, or you might be just the nightmare that you are. You might come in and stir us up and tell us some other stories that puts us on the edges of our seats. So, like I said, how are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I see you at the gym. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of work.
Always at the gym. I'm blessed. Thank you guys for having me.
It's beautiful.
Always blessed. So I'm in the gym, ready to do my workout as soon as we're done here. So.
Oh, she said she turned into midnight oil, TD. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know. As soon as you came in, I was like, oh wow, she's at the gym.
Yeah.
That's not a background. That's the gym.
Yeah, she actually is.
You know, that's what's up. Listen, fresh off of a big win. Some say it was an upset. You know, people that follow your career wouldn't really. I don't really think it was an upset. I think you're right there with those women that you've been fighting recently. And you know, she was a title challenger. I think she fought. I want to say she fought Clarissa Shields at one point, or was it Clarissa? Yeah, she fought Clarissa Shields. You know, and that was a big win. So we can start out. Talk to us about that, the process, and you know, going through that fight.
Thank you. I appreciate those words. Honestly, if you follow me, if you know me, if you've seen me in the gym, you know it was not an upset. But for those out there that don't really know me or haven't really seen me behind the scenes, just what is online, to them that was an upset, and that's okay. I feel like my career honestly is just starting right now. Like that, after that fight, that win, I feel like that's just the beginning for me. I went a lot of years without activity, not by choice, just, you know, girls didn't want to get in there with me. And then I got a last minute phone call to fight at like 170 pounds or something crazy like that. I used to fight featherweight, super featherweight, lightweight. You know, I was off for 5.5 years, and then I got a call, can you fight at 170 in 3 days?
Wow.
Yeah, and I was sick as a dog, and I was like, you know what? This is my break. Like, regardless of what happens in there, I took the fight. I prayed to God, just let me see me through this, keep me safe. And from that moment, everything, all the doors just started opening. I've been fighting way too heavy, but it got me back in the ring, and now the ball's in my court. I feel like, and I can start doing things properly for my career now.
Okay. That's what's up.
So ideally, where are you looking to fight? At 60, or we coming back down?
I gotta eat. I have to eat to be able to make that weight. During training camp, it's hard for me to keep up that weight. I'd like to fight at 147. My team wanted 140. I cut down to 140 about a month and a half ago or something like that. My promoter at the time was having a hard time finding me any opponent to. Actually, the last year and a half was having a hard time finding anyone at 140 to fight me. And I kept getting these like kind of last minute offers at higher weight classes. So I would start eating and seeing where my weight was at. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can bang. I got a chin. I got good defense. I've got power for my size. So I was like, yeah, bet, let's do it. But my team wants me at 140. I would love to fight at 147. But when the opportunity knocks, I answer the call regardless. So.
Do you feel strong at 40?
I feel ridiculously strong at 40. I'm a monster at 40. But I think that's what the problem is, right? Like, you know, if I'm able to throw down with girls that are like 20, 30 pounds bigger than me on fight night and not get hurt by them, not get rocked by them, and, you know, put Shadeja Green on her ass. But 140 are looking at me like, oh hell no! Like I'm a demon at 140. I am. Yeah. So if I can't find someone at that weight that'll step in, then I'll fight at 147, 154. I just want to fight.
You just want to fight. You kind of give me that it's an athletic style. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to call it Sean Porter. I really don't. But you know what I'm saying? But it's a dog like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine to see you at 40, 47 doing that because, like I said, you're the smaller fighter against these bigger girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've one of the first things I noticed by watching some tape on you. You've been fighting bigger girls, and it seems like they're putting you. They're setting. I don't like to use the word set up, but it kind of looks like they're setting you up with the bigger. You just fought. I mean, and I like this girl a lot, but she's a big girl. Tam Thibault, right? For her pro debut, she's a big girl.
Big girl.
Like, you're taking punches from these big girls, and you're hitting them, and you're buzzing them. You know what I'm saying? So like at 147, you'd be a problem because, like you said, you just put Shadeja Green on her ass, and she's a big girl.
She's a big girl.
In person, so to do that,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At 147,
not only is she big, like she's good. Like she's up there, right? She's ranked high. She's skilled. She's a monster. Like I think like every one of her fights except maybe 2 at the time I fought her were knockouts or something like that. She never put down before. Like, you know what I mean? These aren't just big girls. Like these are legit like studs. And I'm right there.
Yeah.
If you don't know boxing and you look at my record, you see all the losses in a row.
Yeah.
And as soon as you know what you're looking at, it's like, oh, okay, I see you. So I appreciate the respect from the ones that know, from the real ones, right?
Yeah, and then for people to know too, in that Shadeja Green fight, they were basically trying to set you up, and they were trying to set her up with what was supposedly an easy win because she just came off the loss against Franchon Cruz, right? So they were trying to get her a win right away, and you may have won that fight, not for anything. That was a close fight, and you dropped her too.
I've heard that more than once, but it was a close fight. I do believe that had it been in my hometown, it would have been different. But it is what it is. I knew what I was signing up for when I got on a plane. It is what it is. It was a great fight. Respect to her. She's doing big things right now. So hey, I can't be mad at that.
Most definitely. The Watpool fight, the first fight. What was up with the same day weigh-in?
So that's what they do in Ontario. As of I think this year, I think they just changed it this year. But for as long as I've been boxing, that's just an Ontario thing. It's just
okay. Yeah, because when I seen that, I was like, was this short notice or like I said, because we talked to a lot of people to get fights on. What was the shortest damn time? Is what 2 days, 3 days, 3-day notice? They got a call.
I think it was 3 days notice.
Yeah, maybe 3-day notice. We've talked to people that and you pulling up having to weigh in the day of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's normal in Ontario. That was the fight that I was referring to, that I got called last minute.
Okay.
Reporter reached out to me. I think it was 3 days. I think it could have been 4 max. And I was just like, yeah, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's do it. I hadn't fought in 5.5 years at that time, and I was still in the gym. I was in the gym full time. Grinding. I'd sign a fight contract, it would fall through. I would think that everything was going good, and then my opponent would get in a car accident, break her arm. Like it was one thing after another, and then I got this call. I think it was like 3 days notice or something like that, and I was like, let's do it. I was sick, but I didn't realize how sick I was. It turned out I had pneumonia. So that was interesting. I went to the hospital the next night, and they admitted me, and the doctor was like, you did what yesterday? It's like, yeah, I fought a 6-round fight. But I was drowning. I literally had pneumonia. I was drowning through that whole fight, water on my lungs. But like I said, I prayed to God, just get me through this, just keep me safe. I knew if I stepped in the ring that it would kind of end my drought, and then opportunities would kind of come flowing. I just knew. So I did it. And here we are.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow, insane. But like you said, you've been blessed, and you you got through it, and moved on. You got a big win this past win. Can you tell us, so now you said you want to go down to 147. Your next fight, you got a fight already lined up. It looks like in next month, October 9th, I believe.
Yeah, October 9th.
Yeah. What weight would that be at?
That one's going to be 154.
Okay.
That one's going to be for the junior middleweight title. So this one, the one that I just won, is the middleweight title. So we're going down one weight class. So junior middleweight, WBA junior middleweight, and then hopefully I'd like to just keep following that direction and maybe go, WBA welterweight or whatever it is, and just keep going down. Like where I belong.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you say you want to do it in reverse. Most fighters, they go up to collect. You said I want to come down and collect, huh?
I mean, it's not that I wanted to, but it just kind of happened this way, right? Like, yeah, it wasn't a plan of mine, but it just seems to be God's plan, I guess. So this is what we're doing.
You got to listen to your body. You know what I'm saying? And as far as what the team is saying, and like I said, based on the trajectory, and like I said, realistically, if your body is saying it's okay, and that's the number one question I always ask any fight: do you feel strong? Because if you can damn answer that confidently, knock yourself out.
Yeah,
knock yourself out. But we're gonna switch gears a little bit. I was talking to you backstage, and I was bringing up to you that I want to ask you about women's boxing as a whole, and it being actually viewed as the B-side, because you got a lot of men that watch it, but they're novice when it comes to women. Like they're completely oblivious to who women are in boxing. Some of them think women shouldn't be doing it. Some of us look at the women boxers and over sexualize them. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. So can you help us out? You know what I'm saying, from a woman's perspective, being a woman's boxer.
You're not wrong about any of that. Unfortunately, I feel like my whole career I've been, you know, I've experienced everything that you've just said, and then some, and some, and some. Thankfully, it's starting to get better. Nowhere near where I would hope it would be in 2025, but small strides. It's starting to get better. The one thing that I always refer back to, every fight that I've ever had in my pro career and probably my amateur career as well, I've been told fight of the night, fight of the night, fight of the night. Like every single one, win, lose, or draw, fight of the night, fight of the night, fight of the night. And if any other woman in the gym that I speak to, they say the same thing, that a majority of their fights, fight of the night. And a lot of the time, they only put one female belt on. Just as of late, with some of the promoters that really are picking up and focusing on women, you'll see the all-female cards. But that was never a thing before. Like, majority of my 20-year career, 20 years doing this, you would be lucky if they would even put one female card on, one female fight on the card, right? So to think, you know, there's 7 or 8 male fights and one female, and the female is usually one that ends up with fight of the night, like, that tells you something. But then we don't get taken seriously by a lot of people. We get over critiqued, like you said, over sexualized. We get underpaid, undervalued, but we produce. I don't know. It's just times are not what they should be, but hopefully they catch up.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I got a question. Somebody in the chat, a friend of mine, you know, he's saying great show. He said he's been hoping to ask a female pro boxer for some time now. He says, is it me or is women boxing matches, especially the top card woman fights, generally more brutal from start to finish than men fights? More haymakers, cut less, defense, etc. Or maybe it's just the Serrano Taylor series that throws me off. That's one of his questions. Then he got a follow up. He says, second question: does the referee break up women fights less than male fights, in your opinion?
That's an interesting question. I've never even thought of that. That his follow up question I'm referring to. Never even thought of that. That's never crossed my mind. I'm going to start paying attention to that. But yeah, I didn't, and I never. And I watch a lot of boxing, male and female. I over critique a lot. I study a lot, and I've never noticed that. That's a very interesting perspective, though. As you know, to touch on his first question, before you even brought up Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, that's the first thing that came to mind. And I was honestly going to say that he's clearly watching, you know, some of the fights that are being more publicized, which why not? Yeah. But I don't think that that's a fair comparison to what we should call women's boxing, right? Yeah. If you're going to put that as a general, and I don't mean any disrespect to Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. I'm going to backstep real quick. Like they're both amazing athletes, amazing women, amazing fighters. That's just one aspect of women's boxing, though, right? Yeah. So I would say to him, maybe just broaden your horizon and watch a few other weight classes too, and you'll see there's some talented women out there, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you with that, because I believe there's a lot more talented women, but just not getting the shine as you know, the male counterparts. And that was going to be one of my questions. He kind of went with it, took my question a little bit, but basically, like some of the biggest challenges you face throughout your boxing career, and that women may face, you know, that their male counterparts, you know, don't really have to face. Like, you know, what are some of those challenges? And it's probably, I would think one would be exposure.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah, 100% would be that. I'd say the pay is definitely up there. Number one, I'd say probably, you know, nowhere near equal, not even close. But exposure is definitely very high on the list as well. Like I said, there's a lot of women out there. You go to gyms and you won't even know who they are. You walk in and you're watching what they're doing in the ring and it blows your mind. But you might, and you can ask them, they may be pro, and you might be like, I've never heard of this woman in my life, right? So exposure is lacking. There are promoters nowadays. There's a few promoters out there nowadays that are trying to help with that, and it's getting better. But again, it's one of those things that's it's lagging way behind. Hopefully, it will change.
When time, you know what I'm saying, in time, and somebody like you, if you're not one to be able to benefit from it, you know what I'm saying, you're smart, so you're able to pass it on to, you know what I'm saying, an upcoming young lady that may aspire to be great. You know what I'm saying? So you get to sit back in your lifetime and actually witness it, even if you don't get to actually live it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I think for every day. I know I'm coming to, you know, I'm not a young one anymore. I'm young at heart, and my body feels young. I've taken care of my body my entire life. I didn't start boxing until I was 19. Never been in any gym wars. I don't get touched. Like, I focus on defense a lot. So I am young in terms of my boxing shelf life, but I'm not a young woman anymore. So I'm realistic. I'm hoping that, you know, what I hope is that the next generation or the next generation gets to experience boxing in a different way than I did. That alone is enough for me. That's more than enough for me to know that, you know, there's a couple little girls that run this gym and they look up to me and like they light up when they see me. And when I brought the belt home, like, to see what it did to them. So to know when they get to where I'm sitting, if it's that much better for them, then that's good enough for me, for sure.
Look, have you yet to me watching your fights, have you yet to show them the signature? You carry your body in, and then the backhand comes with it. Watching your fights, I watch you shuffle in, and most people, you know, the punch comes first and then the feet. You carry your feet, and as your feet are coming in, it's almost like you build an intimidation that the opponent, they don't throw anything, and when you come, boom, that backhand comes with it. I'm like, how is she able to carry her feet in that back? So are you teaching these little girls that? Because I think it may be beneficial, because they're able to step across that guard and you're smothering a punch before they're able to throw it, and your backhand comes with it. And yeah,
I call that the punch is loading. The punch is loading. It's funny that you say that, because I actually got in a little bit of trouble this week from my coach. We went down to Detroit to do some sparring, and he's like, "You're showing your punches. You're always," you know, he's like, "You first and you pause and then you punch." And I was like, "Yeah, but it lands, right?" Yeah, the punch lands, but still. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it works. But I don't know how it works, but it works, right?
Man, I said the same thing. I said, how is she able to get away with it?
I don't know. I love it. But he said, you know, and he's right. He's right. You know, at the level I'm at and continuing to compete at, I won't always be able to get away with it, right? So I'm just more conscious and aware of it now. But I love it. Just,
yeah.
You know,
No, because it works. It works, baby. It does. And I promise. I'm like, I was looking at it, but it took me maybe three of your fights that I saw, and I'm like, she's getting away with this. I was like, they you know what I'm saying? So
I really got to fix it, because now everybody knows.
No, but the thing is, you do it until they damn, you know what I'm saying? Because like me, because I'm a trainer. If I point out something that I don't like, my thing is I have to try to show you that it doesn't work, or grab me a fight. Hey, show him that does. And if they can't show him that it doesn't work, hey, go ahead and knock yourself out. Let it rock out. You know what I'm saying? Let it rock out. Yep.
I love it.
What are your thoughts on? And I know I think Amanda Serrano was the only woman to do it recently. 3-minute rounds. How do you feel about that?
Interesting story about 3-minute rounds, and I'm like, should I even go there or not? How much what to say right now. 3-minute rounds. I'm a fan. I'm a fan if both fighters agree and if both fighters are aware during training camp that that's what they're training for. And I say this specifically because I was in a situation pretty recently where the night before the fight, my promoter messages me and goes, so I'm supposed to fight 6 2-minute rounds. And the night before the fight, messages and goes, allegedly the commission won't approve you for 6 2s. They will only approve you for 4 3s. And me being not stupid, I'm like, come on, the night before the fight, the commission has already approved the fight, clearly. I'm not but the opponent that I was facing, that's what she was used to fighting, you know, at the Olympic amateur level. That's what she was used to. So obviously I agreed. I wasn't going to say no. I'm like, I want to fight, right? The alternative was fight gets scratched or you agree to 6 2s, you know, 24 hours before I'm due to be in the ring. And I'm like, you know, I punched air a little bit, cursed a little bit. And then I was like, all right, let's go. Like, I'm a fighter. Let's go. Right. And then to find out in an interview later, listen to an interview later with my opponent. And she's like, yeah, you know, we trained for it. That's how we train. We want to change women's boxing. We want women's boxing to be 3 minutes. We're doing our part, this and that. I was like, wait a minute. So you trained for it and you knew, but you guys hit me 24 hours before, you know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? And that's just, that's one of those stories where it kind of shows you what the business, the kind of shady part of the business, because we know that exists, right? We know, you know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows at all. But that was just, you know, I had to shake my head. I was like, they knew what they were doing, you know. I become more dangerous the later the fight goes. And at the end of the day, she was not used to what I was used to. So it gave her the edge, which is fine. It is what it is. I agreed to it, so I shouldn't be complaining. But this is something interesting that kind of happened last minute. And I was like, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm glad you shared that story, and feel free to share any story you have, because this is why we do this Tales of the B-Side, right? Because in some situations things get changed up the night before fights or a couple nights before, and you just shared another story that we've heard from other fighters, not in this particular scenario, but they changed something in a fight that you already agreed upon, and that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shady part of the business that people don't know about. We hear about it. But when you hear it from a professional as yourself, you know, people start to realize, like, you know what? This is legit. This kind of stuff happens, and it's pretty effed up. It's no joke.
It's no joke. And unless you've done it, unless you've gotten in a pro ring or done a pro camp, you may not understand. But it every little bit counts, and these little tweaks, especially last minute, to try to get in your head. If you're at a training camp and you train for a specific amount of time, and you train this long for your rounds, and you know, my coach is on the outside with a punch counter, punching how many punches I'm throwing in that, you know, 2 minutes, up your volume, and you condition yourself, your stamina, your lungs, your muscle memory, your muscle endurance. You condition everything for a certain time frame, and then 24 hours before you're due to take the stage, it's like, you know, let's switch it up, right? So as a high level athlete, it does make a difference, right? And again, I signed the contract and I decided to get in the ring regardless. It is what it is. So I can't sit here and complain, but bringing awareness to the things that go on behind the scenes, every little thing adds up. So every little edge that they get and take away from that other fighter, right? It's unfortunate, but it does happen.
Yeah. I got a couple of comments and questions I want to go over just so everybody that interacts with us with the show. I have a person here. Shout out to Big Justin James. He says, Natasha is a great fighter. Been following her career for a while. Quick question, though. I know she has gone up in weight for fights. So I want to know, who is the hardest female puncher you've ever faced?
Oh, man, that's another hard story that I don't know if I want to touch on.
Does Shadesha hit as hard as people say? Because people have, you know, I've heard that she's a big puncher. I mean.
She hits hard. But
that's not the
respectfully, she's not the hardest puncher.
That's not the hard. Yeah, no, those people don't usually be the hardest. Yeah, they hit hard, but yeah.
Yeah, she slipped and she landed punches that. So for me, my biggest thing is my head rolling and my defense, and I know I'm pretty slippery to hit. So usually punches that look like they've landed, a lot of the time I'm able to kind of roll with them, and they don't really attack me as much as they may look. They may appear. with Shadeja, there was a couple sneaky punches in there that I didn't really see coming. So I'll give her that. She was very skilled. In terms of power, definitely not the hardest that I've been hit by. And again, like I said, there's a kind of a backstory with my answer here, and I'm like, do I go there or don't I? It's gonna take a lot of feathers.
Are you gonna look the person that you're gonna say? Do you anticipate seeing this person again, or you going down, or is it going? You're moving you away from them?
You know, again in the ring? No.
Okay.
No, no, definitely not. I just. Oh man, you guys put me on the spot. I'm like, dude, I thought about this. I already thought about this before this moment, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna go there, just go there. And now I'm like, jeez, I'm like, go there. Okay, so how can I say it without saying it? So I'm not gonna give you a name, but what I'm gonna say is, I faced someone that I was familiar with, and something was way off. I had, like I said, I was familiar with this person before, and all of a sudden they went from having pillow fists to Mack trucks in their gloves.
Wow.
And I don't want to make any accusations, and I'm not. I mean, you can put two and two together if you go through my record. I'm not gonna say a name, but at the end of the day, I would bet my life that this person was not clean. And you know, I spent the night in the hospital with a broken rib that night, and I've never been hit that hard in my life, and I've been attacked by a male outside of the ring before, and I still haven't hit that hard in my life. And again, this person went from having pillow fists to all of a sudden they got two Mack trucks, and I thought she was going to kill me that night in the ring. I actually thought she was going to kill me.
And you saying before that fight, you had shared the ring with her before, like sparred, and you're like, you don't hit like that.
Several times. And
yeah, you don't hit like that. Yeah, okay.
Not even close.
Wow.
Not even. I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to say too much. I think I've said enough.
No. You said enough. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing, because now it's different from hearing it from somebody else. But you like, no, I've actually experienced this person. I've actually worked with this person on different levels, and good days, bad days. Your punches ain't never felt like that.
Exactly. And
that's what I'm saying. So yeah, you don't have to go no further. You know what I'm saying? You said more than enough, like I said, because firsthand testimony, because you was in the ring with this person on two different stages.
Yeah.
And me, I know for a fact, I don't care who you are. You can turn the switch on and go into fight mode. I still ain't never been beat up by certain guys. You know what I'm saying? That we're preparing for fights. You get what I'm saying? And me, I'm not preparing for a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt some intensity for, you know what I'm saying, with guys, you know what I'm saying? You like, hold up, what's going on? I know you putting food on the table, but this is a little different.
Different. And when you know, like even before this happened, it's crazy because there's been a few interviews that I've watched, or just a few fights that I've watched, or watching, the press conferences or whatever it is, hearing fighters talk. And like a lot of the time when there's any suspicion about, anything that's not fair in the fight, in the game, and whatever, the first thing that I've noticed that the opponent says after the fight is like, holy crap, like, I've never been hit like that in my life. Like, how did they hit that hard? Like, and if you're a fighter and you're a seasoned fighter, you've been in there, and I've sparred men. I've been dropped by men before. I've been lights out by men before, and I'm telling you. So you know what I mean? If you're a seasoned fighter, you felt it all. So a lot of the common denominator in these interviews are with these fighters that have gotten in the ring with someone that maybe ended up popping dirty after the fact. The common thing is like they knew right away. That like something. And during this fight, I remember going back to my corner after the first round, and I said to my coach, something's wrong. And he looked at me and he goes, I know. And I both knew what we were talking about. He goes, I know. And then after the next round, he goes, we're here. You got to do what you got to do. He's like, you got to dig. Like, you're here. You have this. You do this, right? And like I said, like I didn't think I was going to make it out of that ring that night. I did not. But here I am. And everything, like everything's God's plan. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. Everything happens for a reason. It made me a lot stronger than I already was. It made me be able to stand in front of Shadeja Green, who at the time looked like an absolute monster. And even my coach was like, I wouldn't fight her. That were like, oh, I would not fight her. And I stood in front of her and I smiled. I was not afraid of that woman. So after the experience, that I experienced, I was like, I will never be afraid of another human being in my life.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to. Natasha, you know who I'm scared of?
Who?
I'm scared of scared people.
You're scared of who?
Scared people, because you don't know what's going to happen from a scared person. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that I can look across the ring and see no fear, they're not scared, cool. But somebody that's over there shaking, that's when that puncher's chance happens. Yeah, and that's what they tried to label you. And I'm like, no, she put that all together. That was work. Like I said,
I believe fear fuels some shady decisions too, right? Maybe behind the scenes before the fight,
and look, those five losses, you know what I'm saying, that came in a row. You look at those judges, you look at those scorecards, and me, the ones that I was actually able to put eyes on, I said, this fight was a lot closer than what it was. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I understand home cooking, but you be like, come on now. She brought the potato salad. It didn't have raisins in it. It was good. It tastes good. She brought the mac and cheese. She came in and showed up. What we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it just like it baffles me when you see that in certain instances. So that's why, like I said, when I seen you and shout out to my boy Oddfella, you know what I'm saying, for you know what I'm saying, introducing me to you and wanting you to come onto the show. You know what I'm saying? He's out there in Hamilton, in Canada. So he was pretty much broke it down, and I said, you know what? Yeah. Because a lot of this, I see a lot of sketchishness when you know what I'm saying, when it comes to it. So me looking at, as soon as he said your name, I went straight to box rec. Because that's my first, that's it with anybody. You say anybody's name, boom, I go straight to box rec, and I look and I can see L's, but at the same time, I'm like, what's the justification behind some of these? You know what I'm saying? Was these short notices? Because I'm looking at your weight, and then, like I said, when the ones I was able to put eyes on, I'm like, this woman is completely undersized against the lot. So I'm like, I know she a dog. I know she coming to get it, but what's going on? So, but now you're telling us going forward, you're looking for 47 to 40, 40 to 47, or 47 to 40. That didn't matter. You said you looking to get both of them.
Yeah, that's ideal for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's where I feel the strongest. That's where I feel my best. That's where I'm comfortable and having to spend an extra $100 a week on protein and carbs to keep my weight up. Like, it was expensive in those weight classes.
Oh yeah. Right up.
I'm setting timers to wake up in the middle of the night to eat extra meals because I'm in the gym twice a day and I'm burning fat and I'm getting on the scale like, you can't be losing any more weight if I want this fight, right? So
exactly.
Naturally, just the way I train. And eating normally, 140 to 147 is where I want to and should be. I'm 5'5", man. I'm fighting these girls that are 6 feet tall. I'm 5'5".
Yeah. I mean, when you fought Tam, I was like, this is not fair. Like she's a big girl, and and she's a younger girl too. So.
Yeah.
I want to read some of the comments so you could, based on what you said earlier, Shawa Laya says, we need female promoters, managers, and financiers to hold it down for the ladies. That's something we don't see much of, trying to just going along in the chat. Federico's, thank you for answering the questions. I just want to interact with the chat to make sure, they get their questions as well. But, I wanted to ask something. I don't know if KG was going to ask this, but one of the things when I watch women's boxers, one of the things that come up with me and my friends when we talk about is the glove size. So what size gloves do you wear now? And do you think that it should be maybe a couple pounds lighter that would make the fight more interesting? Because we don't see enough knockouts. What's your opinion on the glove size for women fighters?
I never thought of that, to be honest. I think it's like, I don't know if it's the same as men. I think maybe it is. Welterweight and lighter is 8 ounce, and then anything over that is 10 ounce.
Yes, it goes up to 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's legit the way it is. People want to see knockouts, I guess. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, that's not all that boxing is about. I don't know. I don't know if changing the glove size is going to make, if it's going to deter if it would deter some women from fighting, maybe not. Like, you know, if for the guys, would it deter some guys from getting in there if they're like, yeah, you know, let's use 4-ounce gloves instead now. Like, it's your brain and it's your longevity and it's your health after the sport too, right? So when you hang the gloves up, you know, you got to be able to wash your own hair and brush your own teeth and remember, right? So it's all for entertainment, but at the end of the day, we're also people that want to have a life after a proper life after the sport. So.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good answer. That's why we're always curious to ask a female fighter that. I've had opportunities to ask female fighters that before, but there was at before they were about to fight, or you know, at the pressers and stuff. So I feel like it wasn't appropriate to ask. I feel like it'd be better to talk. You know, you're not. You know, you do got a fight upcoming, but just you know, what your opinion was on it.
And like I've been asked to switch glove size last minute. I think when I fought Hannah Gabriels in Costa Rica a while back, and even that, like that was my first jump up. I think I fought her at 154 after fighting at like 100. I think I fought at 137 or something like that, and then I jumped up to 147. I got the draw with Alexandra Lopez, and then my next fight was Hannah Gabriels. And I swear, when I saw her, I was like, "How did she make 154? Like how?" her shoulder, her
arms,
like she was a monster. And when I remember fighting her, and right before when it was time to get gloved up, they brought us the gloves, and I'm looking at them like, these are 8 ounces, and they were wet. They were wet 8 ounces. And they're like, we can't find your fight gloves. We can't find your new 10 ounces. Like, you got to put these on. And I'm like, they're soaking wet, and they're 8 ounces. I'm like, did you see the size of her shoulders? She'll kill me.
They brought you gloves that somebody else had on?
Someone had already worn them, or maybe they soaked them. I don't know, man. But they were wet.
So they're not even 8 ounces now. They're probably about 16-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
So my manager at the time goes, well, either you put the gloves on or you don't get paid. So suck it up.
Wow.
I guess
and this was
doing that
in Costa Rica.
Like it's an end all be all. You know what I'm saying? You either do this or don't. You know what I'm saying? But like when we hear the men's stories, it's like a third option. It's another option. It's like I'm hearing from you. You're saying it's either this or that.
It was so fast too. It was like I'm here waiting to get my gloves on and looking around, and it's like to put my hands in. I'm like, whoa, they're wet. What's going on? And I'm like, it was all so fast. Like, let's go. We're behind schedule, and I'm just like, what's happening? It's like, well, all right,
that is suspect. That's crazy. That is, and that was in another country. That was in Costa Rica. She's Costa Rican, right?
Yeah,
I think she's Costa. Yeah. So that was in her home. Wow, that's crazy.
My first time fighting, you know, outside of Canada or the States, and Costa Rica was amazing, and everything there was amazing, and it was just one of those, a little part of the experience that made my head spin. Like, in hindsight, like what would I or could I have done different? Nothing, because like my manager said, you put your hands in these gloves or you don't get paid. And at that moment in my career, I'm like, I need to get paid and I want to fight, right? We flew all the way to Costa Rica. How is it going to look on me as the fighter? No one's going to care about why. Nobody gives a shit about why. So you know,
but let me ask you something. Go ahead. I got a question.
Yeah, real quick. You got that same manager?
That's my question. Are you still with the same manager? Yeah.
Say that again.
Are you with the same manager?
Are you with the same manager?
Oh nah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. we both had the same thought, because I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we was like, hold up.
Because Natasha, not for anything, and that's great to hear that, you know what I'm saying. I've interviewed, and I've got a relationship with a good manager from Puerto Rico. He's from the Bronx, actually, but he has fighters in Puerto Rico, has a gym and everything. And one of the things he told us, and I've interviewed other managers as well, their interest is to protect the fighter, to protect them as if they were their own kids. So when you said that, I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah. But I found that out the hard way, that not everyone is for you. Not everyone on your team is on your team. I found that a very hard way, sadly, but lesson learned, and I moved on from that. But yeah, no, definitely not with that manager anymore.
But that's that's beneficial information that we look to spread to the younger upcoming fighters, because you gotta have the right team around you.
Yeah.
And we've heard so many stories about management trying to pit trainers against their fighters, shortchanging, and I'm like, you manage this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it all. I honestly believe it all. I mean, I've seen so much behind the scenes, and I've dealt with so much behind the scenes that there's not a story someone would tell me about a manager, promoter, or anything that I would be like, really? There's not a story out there that I would question. Like it's yeah, it's wild. It's a wild, wild west.
That's very wild. I mean, the manager is supposed to look out for your best interest. He or she is supposed to keep you safe. No matter what. I know it's a boxing game and things could happen in the ring, but it's supposed to keep you safe up to that point and make sure things are fair and that you're treated in the right way. That's to say fight or else, or fight, or what was it? What would he say? What did he say? Fight or put on a gloves or fight?
Yeah, don't get paid.
Don't get paid.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
happens
crazy.
it happens more than you think, sadly and unfortunately. But like that's why I say my career is just starting. That's why I truly do believe my career is literally just starting now, because I'm finally in a point in my career where I have the right team. Like I have a whole tribe behind me. I've got this beautiful facility. I've got a handful of coaches that kind of collab with each other. I've got my main. We've got a handful of coaches in the gym that we collab with. I call this my strong tribe. Like it's a tribe here. And after fighting the fight that I just fought, Roy Jones, it was Roy Jones's card, and I've been talking to Roy Jones since, and having him kind of on my side now too, looking out for me, and listening to what he had to say about my fight, and came up to me after the fight, had some words for me that literally brought me to tears, because I'm like, I've been grinding and I've been kind of uphill, clawing my way uphill, and for years and years and years, decades, and to finally be like, okay, it's paying off now. I could have quit a dozen times along the way and nobody would have judged me. I know for a fact nobody would have judged me, but I didn't. And now I'm like, okay, bet we're here. Let's go. We're just getting started now.
Just keep going. Just keep pressing.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not just saying this because you're on with us. I was shocked that it says you're 40 years old. You don't look 40 years old, and you're a professional fighter with multiple fights, and your face looks clean. I mean, seriously, you look pretty much in your 20s still. Seriously, and I'm not just saying that. Yeah.
So like I said, I take care of myself, and one thing that I learned right away as soon as I put the gloves on, I didn't put the gloves on until I was 19, and one thing I learned right away in the gym that I started out at was defense first. It was like one of the things where, like, you don't get touched, and if you get touched, you get angry, and then you don't get touched again. And I've always thought that was like, that stuck with me, right? It was like defense and then, right? I'm blessed because of that. That coaching that I got in the beginning, shout out Sid Vanderpool. Like that's all. If you look Sid up and any of his highlights or any of his fights, like he's slippery. He's hard to hit. Right? And a lot of people would say like I kind of mimic that style, but that's just how I was taught. Like slippery and tricky. I'm grateful for that for sure.
All right, Miss Spence. We don't want to hold you too long because you already told us you want to get to training. But I got one question, and everybody, said we was being funny about it, but we're gonna ask, and I know you've asked it before.
I think I know what it is too.
Are you related to Earl Spence? Because look,
not that I know of. No, I'm not. It's funny because I met him, and I have a picture with him, and I remember posting the picture, and like on my Facebook years ago, and like the amount of comments and the amount of likes I got, and then people are asking me, and I looked at the picture. I'm like, in that picture, we actually did look alike. We did at that time, but no, we're not related.
Because you're born and raised Canada.
Yeah, correct.
He was born in New York, so I'm like, hey, y'all ain't too far. Who knows? Who knows?
Long lost brother.
Wait, hey, same way you saying you getting back to it, and you trying to your brother from another mother and father is getting back to it too. You know what I'm saying? But
all respect to him for that for sure.
Yes,
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to see what he does in there.
And look, we're looking forward to seeing what you do coming down in weight, because like I said, If you had to go up and beat up on the big bodies, I feel for these smaller chicks. You know what I'm saying? You just got to deal with them. They may be a little bit faster, but other than that, I think once you find them, it's gonna be over from that point. So, and I'm looking forward to any and everything that's coming from your career.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. It's gonna be fireworks, regardless. It's always gonna be fireworks, but I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. Couple things. I don't know if KG has anything, but I just want to say, just listening to your story and just watching some of your fights and doing my research on you, because I didn't know much about you. And hearing what you have to say, you're definitely this was definitely a good show for you as far as, you know, getting exposure, let people know who you are, right? And telling your story, and it's very inspirational too to hear that from what you had to go through in Costa Rica, and then about the situation with the fighter where, you know, they felt much stronger, and, you know, you didn't get into detail. It just shows like how grimy the business is, and how you as a fighter, 40 years of age now, right? You don't look it, we already established that. And you're still continuing, and it's like like you said, you're restarting it. So what I would like to do, two things, if you can, definitely let everybody know, you know, where they can find you to follow your career. And the second thing, let people know about your upcoming fight and how we can watch your next fight.
For sure. Thank you for those words and respect. Like all the respect to you for that. I appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram, Natasha Nightmare Spence. Facebook, same. TikTok, same. And my next fight is October 9th in Washington, D.C.
I might be there. I might
be
be
there.
there. Yeah,
you better be there.
I'm in Richmond. I live in Richmond, Virginia. So yeah, I might. Yeah,
no excuse.
No excuse. Yeah, yeah.
Around the WBA Junior Middleweight World Championship, and it'll be an explosive fight. I promise you that. This opponent, Mary McGee. Shout out Mary McGee. That's who I'll be fighting. You know, respect to her. Our styles are, I believe our styles are tailor-made for a very, very exciting don't-blink type of fight.
Okay. Well, Washington, D.C., I have a couple friends in Washington, D.C. One of them is my co-host. So I am going to get on the phone with him a little bit after this and say, you need to be at this fight. So, yeah, D-Free. Got to get D-Free out there.
Yeah, me and D-Free going to link up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to come see you. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. It was a blast.
Appreciate you for coming on. And listen, we're going to open the invitation again for her to come back.
Look, real quick, who's doing the promotions for that fight?
I believe JD Brown, something like that.
Okay, I'm saying that's the promoter's name. That's the promotion.
Yeah, JD Brown.
Yeah, I'll find it because I thought it might have been like through Jeter or Bishop Promotions or something like that.
Sorry, what's the Brian Bishop?
Yeah,
Brian Bishop is the matchmaker. I see it now.
His name.
Brian Bishop. Yeah, that's my guy. So yeah, I'm definitely in there.
Yeah, it's at the Mayflower Hotel. It says.
Okay, I'm definitely in there. Yeah, if we got Brian Bishop in there, yeah, that's my guy.
Okay, that's what's up.
But we will let you get to work.
All right,
take that belt off the ropes and go and get to work. Get that chair out of there. You ain't took a sip of no water. You ain't took no sip of no pre. You ain't did nothing. You just sitting there.
I know. You guys have me talking and talking. It's all good. The props.
She said, okay.
Stay blessed.
But go ahead and get to work, champ. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see you. And I appreciate you.
All right. Stay blessed.
Take care.
All right. Cheers.
Peace.
Drop her out, Thomas.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
That was another good one, Thomas.
That was a great one, and it was. I mean, I wasn't expecting to hear some of those stories that she shared with us. I mean, that one in Rico was crazy.
Yeah, I kind of expected to hear it from her based off of the fact that she's an undersized fighter. And she's been taking on bigger opponents. She's been taking short notice fights. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's that dog I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's that dog I was talking about. And like I said, and she stood on everything. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that she said she got in there with somebody that she knows for a fact that didn't have bricks, but showed up with bricks. You know what I'm saying?
That's scary.
Yeah. You know? And look, I know this person. So I'm thinking this is somebody on that side of the water. On the Canada side, That ain't my baby. My baby wasn't there. So cut it out. Hannah Gables wasn't there. Cut it out.
Hannah's from Costa Rica though.
No, but that's not who she was talking about.
No, she's not. That was the other situation with the white glove. Yeah.
The brick hand situation.
The brick hands. Yeah, I don't think it was about her though.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in knowing who it was.
Talk about my damn baby like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Shower. Hey, Shower. I'm gonna tell you this. If her man look like I can beat him up, she's single. She's single. If he looks like I can beat him up.
You see, KG's a wild boy, man. We already a couple weeks ago when you was on, you and Brian Norman were talking crazy about your little college parties or whatever. You guys are wild, man. I ain't mess with y'all. That's right, Shao. Let him know he out of control. He is out of control. But no, seriously, this was really good.
It's really good.
You know, and I like doing these. You know, I really truly honestly believe, you know, this is the best project that we have going on, the B-side stories, because
I believe so,
there's always something we learn from this, and we take little bits here and there. And I learned again, and it's not only from the fighter. I go in and I do research, and I did some research on her, and I learned some things as well. And she went and kind of co-signed it. And also, you know, when you guys interact in the chat and have questions, that helps too, because sometimes we don't have the right questions. So I appreciate the couple of questions that we had on today. That was pretty good as well, you know. So, but yeah, man, I love this show, man. Mm-hmm. I wish I could just watch. So
you can just watch when it loads up to them later, replay it and put another view on it and go watch it again. You know what I'm saying? There you go.
Hey, it was a good show. Listen, I had a bad ending in the beginning of the show because my team lost right at the end. Right when we started, they just fumbled the ball and
helped my parlay out. Appreciate it.
Oh, wow, you took the Niners for real?
Oh, I told you. I bet where the money is. Where the money resides. Where the money resides. I ain't worried about them winning because I ain't got no team.
I think you're gonna have to co-host with KG next week. look at D-Ray. See, I knew I was gonna get jumped, and I'm sure if I look at my phone, I got text messages roasting me because I know so many 49er fans here in New York, by the way, which is crazy. But this ain't football talk. This is boxing.
Hey, Shower. My baby did not give nobody no wet gloves. Somebody from her team did. So yeah, I don't think she even knew about wet gloves. She probably would have wanted the wet gloves herself. That's how she did that.
You out of order. You are out of order. But yeah, this was definitely another good one. We got another person lined up next week. I might even I'm hoping to have a special guest either next week as well or somewhere between, because I think he'll be perfect for the show. Let's just put it that way. Just because of what the person may got next, his next fight. I'll just leave it like that.
Yep. Y'all see when y'all see, y'all gonna hear it. Yeah. When y'all see the advertisement, keep y'all ears to the damn street, because when we start advertising, that's when y'all gonna know who the next fighter is, new next manager, next promoter, next boxing personality.
Yeah. But we've been definitely working. KG's been looking to get people. He's been talking to people. I've spoken to a few people and got kind of, hesitant yeses. No confirmations yet, but definitely I've got a few people in mind that would be pretty good. So, but I'm very grateful to have our first female fighter. It's my first female fighter, period, and in any of my interviews that I've done. So this was definitely a special one for me.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Let's go and get up out of here so damn TD can go take that Seahawks jersey off and he can go wallow in the floor in it. You know what I'm saying?
On that note, everybody, I appreciate you guys coming through today. And I appreciate you guys checking in. Hopefully you guys catch this on the replay. Share the video. Let people know what we're doing. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Tales from the B-Side. Nobody else is doing this. Tales from the B-Side. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody in the chat that came through. Salute to my whole co-host, KG. And with that being said, I'll let KG end the stream. And we out of here.
Man, we on the Beltway bullshitting tomorrow. This fight week, Thomas, you already know all week is going to be all week. So every damn thing that's up is going to be up. Everything that's down is going to be down. y'all just be prepared for it, and then y'all damn look to cool down and relax after a long weekend, long weekend, and come back to Tales from the B-Side episode number 16, and y'all see who we'll be talking to then, and the week after the same thing, all the way down until we damn say no, we ain't doing it no more. And Thomas said, you already heard him say he ain't saying it no time soon, and I damn sure ain't saying it no time soon. So y'all be here, y'all stay tuned, y'all be here. And that's it.
Peace, everybody. Let me
Y'all get an opportunity at the belt for once again. We so blessed to fight him.
Listen, we're giving you an opportunity.
He got the belt.
Listen,
He got the belt.
He came to y'all.
He got the belt. He did not come to. That's what you say. He did not come.
No matter how they try to belittle you, attack your character, create lies and false narratives, understand two things. We dress clean and we fight clean. Salute to the clean fighters.
They claim that this community is so drug-free, but it don't look that way to me.
And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
That usual suspect, T.